We're here today talking with Moriah Sam about her book, The Little Curry Leaf Tree. Moriah, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's just start. Give us a little bit of an overview and talk a little bit about your book.
Sure. This book is set in Kerala, India. It follows the story of the little curry leaf tree and her friends as they try to restore the joy of their caretakers, Appachan and Amachi. Since the couple takes such good care of them, the garden wants to return their love by bringing back what the couple needs most.
So, where did you kind of the inspiration, or because you talked about it being based in India, what was your inspiration or the process of writing this book?
I wrote this book to highlight the universal lessons that family is a great source of joy and you are enough for your family. I set the book in India so that my children would have a connection to their Indian heritage, which is from my husband's side.
So would you say it is written more as a children's book, or is it your target anybody that might be interested in reading?
I believe that families of all ages will be able to enjoy it. Kids will be able to enjoy it with their grandparents, and then kids can just enjoy it just as a standalone.
Awesome. So you mentioned you have kids of your own, and that was kind of your inspiration behind writing it. Is this going to maybe lead into a series of other children's books, or is it just kind of a standalone book, or what are your thoughts, or have you thought about that even?
I've thought about it a little bit. So far, I haven't had any inspiration for another book off this series, but I'm just taking a break for the holidays, and then we'll see what happens.
Sure. No, that's great. Well, one of the other questions I wanted to ask is, if there's kind of you mentioned a little bit, but a theme or kind of a big idea behind you writing this book and what you hope that kids, families, whoever engages with your book would take away from it.
Yeah, so I want this book to be able to connect families of all ages, grandparents, children, grandchildren together, because it often is a great source to get together and to see one another and to know that just being you and being there is enough to bring joy to your family.
Well, Mariah's book, The Little Curry Leaf Tree, is available online through Amazon, through Barnes and Noble. It's also available as an ebook or a Kindle version if you want to get it through the Books app on iTunes. Her book also has a webpage through her publisher, Page Publishing. Mariah, before we end our time together today, anything else you want to share about you or about your book with us?
While this book does teach a universal lesson, kids will also be able to learn about the rich culture of India by highlighting the food, vegetation, and scenery. So it's also educational while learning about a universal lesson.
Well, that's so great. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today and share just a little bit about your book.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too.